Good Morning Bonney Lake is a public forum for student expression. Students make all content decisions and opinions do not necessarily represent those of SBLSD or Blhs. Hello, Bonney Lake Panthers. I'm Connor Simmons.
And I'm Nate Kerselski.
And
this is Good Morning Bonney Lake.
Welcome back to Good Morning Bonney Lake. Today we have a great show for you guys, so without further ado, let's get straight into This Week in History with Nate.
This week, the first of the modern Olympics began in 1896. The Olympics is a sporting event where every country sends their best athletes to compete in different event sports like track and field, tennis, gymnastics, boxing, and swimming. The Olympics originated in ancient Greece, where they were a competition between different cities in Greece. The Olympics in Greece had different combat events and horse and chariot racing. Now there are over 408 events occurring every 4 years for the Olympics. These Olympic Games are meant to help build a more peaceful and better world. That's it for This Week in History. Hope you guys have an awesome spring break, and now let's head to Connor for AP Headlines.
As more than 2 million graduating high school students from across the United States finalized their decisions on what colleges they're going to attend this fall, many are facing jaw-dropping costs that can be as much as $95,000. And the questions everyone's asking themselves is college really worth it?
Donald Trump has posted a $175 million bond in his New York civil fraud case, halting collection of the more than $454 million he owes and preventing the state from seizing his assets to satisfy the debt while he appeals.
In September, Hyundai and Kia issued a recall of 3.4 million of its vehicles in the United States with an ominous warning. The vehicles should be parked outdoors and away from buildings because it risks catching fire, whether the engines are off or on.
All Final Four teams have been set, and this is the first time ever that two teams from the same school for boys and girls have made it this far. NC State and UConn are those teams.
Competitive art used to be an Olympic sport. That's not an AP headline. I just wanted to say that. Not a me, Carson, for sports. Hey Panthers, welcome to Bonney Lake Sports. My name is Connor.
And my name is Carson. Happy spring break to you guys. And with that, let's get into some men's and women's college basketball.
The women's tournament has probably had its biggest game in history with the rematch of Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. LSU went to the game with an all-around better team and one of the better players in the country with Angel Reese. But nobody, and I mean nobody, could stop Caitlin Clark. Clark finished the game with a whopping 41 points to lead Iowa to a 94-87 win over LSU. UConn also took on USC, led by the freshman of the year in the country, Juju Watkins. She finished the game for USC with 29 points and 10 rebounds, hitting some big shots down the stretch. Unfortunately, it was not enough, though, as UConn took the win 80-73, led by the big game from Paige Buckets. She finished the game with 28 points. These games set up a highly anticipated Final Four with UConn facing off against Iowa, and on the other side of the bracket, we got NC State going up against South Carolina. Super exciting games, but now, Carson, take it away with the men's tournament.
The men's tournament also had some great action with NC State upsetting Duke. This game was a shocker to most, but first of all, NC State even being in the position to play in the Elite Eight was impressive. But they doubled down and had one of the biggest upsets of the whole tournament. NC State was led by their star big man, DJ Burns Jr. He finished the game with 29 points and a huge and one layup to pretty much seal the win for NC State. Duke also had a pretty good game from guard Jared McCain, 32 points, tried to lead his team to the win, but they could not get it done. Purdue and Tennessee was the other game, with Purdue taking the win 72-66. This game had two very high-scoring players, with big man Zach Edey having 40 points and 16 rebounds for Purdue. On the other side of it, Tennessee's Dalton Kennett had 37 points, but he missed a lot of shots down the stretch, and the Volunteers could not get the win. Purdue and NC State will match up, and Alabama and UConn will match up going into the Final Four.
To end this segment for today, we just want to say happy spring break and check in on the spring break weather. Let's head over to Nate for the forecast.
Good morning, Bonney Lake. Today is going to be a hectic day with sun, clouds, and rain. It's all going to be in the low 40 to 50s. This weekend is going to be wet and cold, with a high in the 50s and low in the 40s. But fortunately, it is going to start drying up these weekdays, with only Tuesday having rain, but all the rest is going to be sunny, in the 40 to 60 range. That's it for weather this week. Now back to the studio.
Thanks, Nate, for the weather. Now let's start talking about announcements. Come and join FCCLA for our street and campus cleanup service project on Thursday, April 18th in preparation for Earth Day. We will be meeting in the Culinary Arts Room after school and will be working from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. Anyone is welcome to come and get service hours and help FCCLA.
The sun will come out tomorrow. I feel like this is a little directed towards me. Why would you give this to me, Nate? Come see BLHS Dramas Club production of Annie. There are 5 shows, Thursday, April 18th through Sunday, April 21st. Check the poster for the show times and the QR code to purchase tickets or get them at the door. The 70-plus students working hard on this project will all bet your bottom dollar that you will enjoy this show.
Save the date. BLHS Spring Fling is set for Saturday, April 27th. Think beach, games, music, food, and fun at this year's Bonney Lake Beach Boardwalk Spring Fling. Tickets to go on sale Monday, April 15th. Now to end off the show with a joke of the week.
Well, here's the thing, Nate. I would tell you a construction joke, but we're still working on it.
Oh my gosh.
I know, that was a great one. Yes, thank you. That's all for this show this week. Have an amazing spring break. Sit back, relax, and we'll see you back here in 2 weeks.